are you, Carmine?
Okay. Yeah, I was saying the host unmuted by saying I was in limbo back there. I didn't even know where I was with this program.
It's a little confusing at first. You got to get the lay of the land.
Yeah. Very cool. I love the whole platform. It's awesome.
I've been using it for a while and really happy with it. It's so fun to be able to, be on here and then be simulcasting all over everywhere. So I think right now I want to welcome everybody. Hello, everyone. Whether you guys, I know we're on YouTube. I think we're on LinkedIn this morning or this afternoon, and also on Facebook. So wherever you guys are tuning in from, we are so glad you're here. I'm going to get my chat up. Do you have your chat up, Carmine?
I think so. This thing's like magic. It's got everything. I'm hitting buttons all over the place.
Yes, welcome to the world of fancy tech. I'll tell you. We have a lot of people in the house. This is so fun. We've got Jacqueline Smith, she is the Jacqueline Smith, but not the one you're thinking of, Carmine. I know.
That's how you know I'm old.
Betta, welcome, Jim. We've got Trader Cat. We have got, let's see. Oh, gosh. Yo Bands. We've got Sherry with General Style. We've got, oh my gosh, I'm scrolling and scrolling. Hello to everybody. We could take the whole show saying hi. So I'm so glad you guys are all here. And Carmine, I'm so excited, so happy to be hosting this event with you, with the UIA. We did something kind of similar to this a few years ago. And and it was about live shopping. And so I'm curious, anybody who's inside the chat right now, whether you were with us a few years ago when we did this. And I have to admit, I have to be honest, thinking back, I think we were a little bit early on the whole live shopping trend. And I shouldn't even say the word trend because it is no longer a trend.
Yeah.
Live shopping is here. It is not going anywhere. It is what e-commerce and retail is all about now. And so all of a sudden this year in 2025, just unsolicited, so many people have been coming to me, so many inventors, especially. That's what's been so cool. Wanting to know more about it, wanting to figure out, is this something that might make sense for them? Could this help their business? I think a lot of people, Carmine, tell me if you agree with this, a lot of people are really, really frustrated with e-commerce right now, with ad spend kind of skyrocketing, trying to get products found. It's more and more crowded every day. And just, how do you get yourself to stand out? So there's so many kind of issues, I think, going on that inventors are really kind of, not just inventors, anybody with a product-based business looking for solutions. And I've been doing this so long that I know on almost every frustration that is happening right now with e-commerce, live shopping takes care of that in a really interesting and very meaningful way. So I'm really excited to share all of that.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%, and people are frustrated in so many different ways, whether it's logistics or pricing or copycats, or, they can't get the search terms right, or there's so many issues with that. And, I was one of those people that I was like, live shopping, no way kind of thing. But now there's no way that you can avoid it. If you aren't doing live shopping, you are way behind now.
Yeah. And so kudos to all of you guys who are here with us live, because that means that's where your mindset is. And it is what's happening. It's not going away. And so the brands, the people, the inventors, the ones that get in now and create this well-oiled machine around live shopping, they're the ones that are going to stand out. They're going to dominate the space. They're going to be just so used to it by the time it's already huge, but by the time it's right now in the US, it's where they're seeing about a 30% year-over-year growth. And every single time they'll put a number to it, they'll say, by the end of 2025, we're going to be at 60 million. And then, 60 billion. And then 2 months later, they revise it. Then it went up to 70 something billion. And now they just revised it. It's 90 billion is the projection. So it's just, there's no end in sight. And so it's just, and to me, I actually reached out to you, Carmine, about this event because I just think right now, live shopping is such a gift for smaller brands, for inventors, because it lets you take control of your business again. it gives you your own version of a little HSN or a QVC that you get to control, this lever that you get to pull and go live whenever you want, instead of being at the mercy of, hoping that the algorithm likes you today and people can actually come find you, or hoping when you throw money at ad spend or you hire a fancy marketing company, you sit there and you wait and you hope they come find you. With live shopping, you get to make it happen. And I remember my very first product and being so scared to death that I was going to launch to crickets. And if I would have, and I remember actually my very first product saying, if I could only get on QVC or HSN, then I know it would be a hit. But that was so pie in the sky, the thought of ever getting on there. And so back then, to think if I could have had my own little QVC or HSN, amazing. And that's what's happening today, is that you can do that for so little money, and you're in charge, you're in control, and that's kind of a good feeling.
Yeah, having your own TV show. I mean, it's amazing that, when we're all busy, the good part about it is you can record, you can jump on your own time, and because it's yours. These platforms, and I know we're going to talk about a really cool platform, but these platforms are so user friendly that you don't have to prepare for hours. I mean, it's so awesome.
Right. Yeah. That's why, again, I'm so excited to be back here right now in 2025, because since the last time we were together, what has happened with the tools and the platforms, it has made it so seamless and so easy. And I know Carmine pleased a little bit too. We have a guest coming in that you guys have to stay for this at sort of near the end, who has a live shopping app. If you are somebody that has a live Shopify store, Shopify website, you can use this app to go live right from your website and then be simulcasting across all your social media channels. It is really, really cool. So he's going to come in and give us a quick little tour of that app, so you guys can get a sense of these tools that are out there that make it so easy to do live shopping with. I mean, tomorrow you could start live shopping. It's that easy and that affordable too. And I have to say, because something I'm so excited about, and if you've gotten my emails, you know that I'm excited about this, but there's a couple things that you guys are going to learn about near the end of the webinar. And one of them is a partnership that we have with this live shopping app. So you get to find out about something that we put together just for our Inventor community to take advantage of. And you are not going to want to miss that. And then Carmine and I kind of put our heads together and thought, what can we do? Because we know how powerful live shopping can be, especially for people that, new products getting ready to launch. Even if your product isn't launched yet, live shopping can be huge for you. And so we thought, how can we get inventors to kind of dip their toes in, because once they do, they're going to see what can happen with their product. So we have put together something that is really, really exciting for all of you guys that we're going to be presenting at the end as well. And one of those things includes a really exciting and fun chance to have your product featured in a live shopping series. So you're going to learn all the details on that. It's going to be really, really fun.
You can tell Marcy is great at this, because I'm actually excited to hear about this. It's amazing. And I know what's happening.
It's working. Yay. I love that. So, should we just dive in? What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's great. I mean, I think we've covered it all, and I want everyone to know, like I didn't think that live shopping was going to be as quickly come alive, and it changed so much. As if Marcy's been doing this, and she's been pushing me to do live shopping, and I was like, she's crazy, it's not happening. But I am telling you, I was wrong. It is big now. It is time. Actually, we're a little late, but you guys can jump in now with these platforms and get going so quickly.
It's amazing. And yes, you alluded to it's been here for a long time. In Asia, it really started back in 2016. And wow. There has just been no end in sight since it started. The US is finally catching up. It's huge in the UK. It's huge all around the world. US is now finally in overdrive. And that's why all of a sudden you're seeing it everywhere, whether it's TikTok or Facebook. Or let me know in the chat, does anybody know what Whatnot is? I'm going to hit on that a little bit in this webinar. We're going to talk about all the different platforms and the different ways that you can do live shopping, but that is one of them. It's actually the single biggest live shopping platform there is right now. They actually did $3 billion in sales last year. This year, they're on target to do $6 billion. They doubled the number of sellers on the platform, doubled the number of first-time buyers on the platform. So it's huge, and it's something that you definitely want to know about. Even if you decide you're not going to do that right now, you got to know about it, because it is really an exciting opportunity for you guys. So
wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, super cool.
Wow. You know, Marcy, you're a pro with this. When I say old pro, I can't say old pro because I think you started live shopping when you were 5,
Yes.
So, all of us here, and I think what stops myself and some people, just that unknown, like, how do I get started? What should I do? What shouldn't I do? What do I need? A lot of things to get started in this world.
Yeah. And you used to need HSN and QVC, right? And so we'd all submit our products and just hope that they would pick us. But you don't anymore. You can do it on your own. And I'm going to tell you today all the different tools. We're going to talk about the gear. We're going to talk about the platforms, all of that, so that you know exactly by the end of this webinar, you will not only know all of the benefits that you can gain by starting a live shopping initiative. And there's a lot of them that are super meaningful that you might not think of at all. And I'm going to get into, I'm actually going to hit on about 5 or 6 of those, because I think you'll quickly be able to see that it's not just about sales, although sales, that part's amazing, but it goes way beyond that. And so we're going to dive into that. And then we're going to do kind of the who, what, how to get started of live shopping. And then I'm going to share my own 5-step or sort of 5 pillars of successful live shopping events, because a lot of people, actually, Amazon got on board with live shopping back in 2019. Very few people even knew it was happening. It was kind of under the radar. If you happen to have watched it back then, and probably all the way up to just maybe a year or 2 ago, it was almost unwatchable because everyone was trying it and going live, and they didn't know what kind of gear to use and where to put, how to set up the studio, and the sound was terrible. So you were just like swiping to get to the next show to find something that was watchable. And so that, we've learned a lot since then. And so I'm going to share the 5 sort of critical things that you need to do for your events to be successful, for people to stay on, and for those events to actually convert into sales and repeat customers over the long haul.
Awesome.
And then we're going to share the UIA Live Shopping Academy partnership, and we're going to go through the app that we talked about as well.
Awesome. So great.
Yeah. So lots of ground to cover. So I'm going to jump in with the world of live shopping. I'm guessing, and you guys can let me know in the chat, I would actually really appreciate it if you let me know why you're here. What I'm hearing is really, it's 2 reasons, because I've done a couple of webinars and asking people, they're either here because they're hearing the hype about live shopping, and we've already hit on some of that a little bit, or they're here because they're really frustrated with what's happening in e-com, and we've hit on that a little bit as well. And so I would be curious. So keep it coming in the chat. Thank you for these messages. This doesn't work with live shopping. Yeah, and I should have said, we are going to leave some time at the end for Q&A. So keep putting your questions in there. We will try to get to as many of them as we can. And whatever we don't get to, we'll put it, in the comments after the webinar. We'll make sure everything gets covered. So, but hopefully we'll be able to hit on it all. So diving into the state of live shopping right now, what is so exciting, what's happening? Let me just start, because I know we all care about sales. We all want to make money. That's why we create products. One of the reasons why we create products. And so they just put out a new study recently about the live shopping space. And I was so kind of blown away to read that 1 in 4 live shopping sellers are making over $300,000 a year selling live. 1 in 4. I thought that was just nuts. And the Whatnot live shopping platform, just Gen Z, they looked at all the different segments. Gen Z, 1 in 4 are making over 150,000. So just coming in, and they're even just selling other people's products. But where it really gets exciting is when it's your own product and you're telling your story. So I really encourage that, although we're going to get into It doesn't have to be you that does it. You can always hire somebody to do your live shopping events as well. Last year in America, 8 million hours of live shopping were streamed, and supposedly it's going to double this year. And so again, it's just that is what's happening. And conversions, I'm sure you've heard about the conversions. They are, you hear the statistic over and over. They are about tenfold of what conversions are on just a static product listing page. 10 times. So typical is somewhere between 2 and 3%. Am I right on that, Carmine?
Yeah.
I think conversion is that. So we're talking typically between 20 and 30%. TikTok just came out with their latest statistic. They're showing conversions between 30 and 60%.
That's huge.
So you go, okay, if I know that my conversions are going to go from 2% to 30%, why is everybody not doing live shopping? And I know why, I think. And you guys, maybe you can tell me why, but I know so many people are afraid, and I get it. It's not easy just going live on camera, and what do you say, and what if nobody comes, and how do you keep people engaged without jumping off, and lots of different bells and whistles to it. And that is why I actually created the Live Shopping Academy, and I'm going to be telling you all about that. But I wanted to take all of that guesswork away for you guys, because I started, and so for those of you who I have not met before, I am Marcy McKenna, and I'm an inventor and an entrepreneur, and I started my live shopping journey about 15 years ago when I was on a invention reality show that Kelly Ripa did. I ended up winning the show, and as the winner of the show, I got to have my product featured on HSN. Not only featured, but I needed to feature it on HSN. So I was going to have to go live. And I hadn't even really watched QVC or HSN. I'd heard about it, and I'm thinking that it's like for old people, but I better dive into this and figure out what it is. So I remember watching my very first HSN show, and I watched it just to learn about it. And it was Joy Mangano. I think some of you might know who she is. She's sort of the queen of live shopping. And I'm just watching, thinking, I'm not going to buy anything. I'm just going to learn. By the end of the show, I had bought 4 of her products. I thought, what just happened? I did not mean to buy anything. I was fascinated to figure out what did she do that made me add that to the cart and buy it. And then when I went to the HSN studios to launch my product, I'm sitting in the green room. They've got the TVs all over. It's like Las Vegas. You're seeing the numbers. You're seeing how many people are online buying. It blew my mind, the volume, and certain things they would say, you'd see it spike. And I just, from that moment on, I was just driven to figure out what is it about live shopping that is so impactful where other ways of shopping might not be. And so I just dove into that, and HSN and QVC became my world. And I have now my whole product line is on HSN. And so I'm very much still entrenched in the traditional form of live shopping. But as you guys know, today, live shopping is taking on a whole new persona. Today, it is TikTok Live, it's Whatnot, it's Amazon Live, it's Instagram Live, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, you name it. It's your own website, which we're going to get into all the benefits of doing it on your website. Super cool. And again, it is your own little version of that. So I have hosted on all of the different platforms. I kind of make it my mission so that I can share with you guys the good and the bad of all the different platforms and make my recommendations to you. And I try to use all the different tools and all of that. But it was in COVID, during COVID, when I made it my mission to create the Live Shopping Academy, when I had the light bulb moment of, holy cow, what you can do once you know how to do live shopping, there's going to be no stopping you in terms of product development, launching products, having success with your products. Because what happened was they shut down the HSN studios. And I'm thinking, cool, we're going to take a little hiatus, because I would fly back and forth to Florida. And no, we are not taking a hiatus. You guys are going to do shows from your living room. And Marcy, yours is in 2 days. And here's the recommendation for a lavalier microphone. And this is a ring light. And that was it. And I was petrified, because in 2 days I had to go live in front of 90 million people. 90 million households, with just those two little recommendations. And I'm thinking, what about the producers and the directors and the, nope, you got to figure this thing out. And so figure it out I did. But it was not easy. And I went through lots of equipment, lots of trial and error, lots of mistakes with lighting and, sound and all of that. And then once I had it figured out, I went, oh my God, can I also do this on Facebook? Could I do this? And then suddenly, rather than me sitting there waiting for my airtime from HSN all year long, waiting, I could do it tomorrow. I can do it tonight. It just opened up this whole new world for my business. And yet this was several years ago when live shopping wasn't as big as it is now. And so I've just we launched Live Shopping Academy a few years ago, and then I've been kind of waiting because I knew it was coming. I knew this year was going to happen. And I think it truly, I don't know how many of you guys know Gary Vee, but he has been screaming about live shopping from the rooftops, and it has definitely had an impact on the space, and people are diving in left and right, partially because of that. But I want to tell you a story. This was from a podcast I recently saw, because I think this is going to help you guys envision what this could mean for your business and how quickly this could happen for your business, because he's one of us. He's an inventor. He's a product entrepreneur, where he was, his name is Jared, and he was very, kind of on the backside of the business at Amazon and trying to figure out which products could do well. And after all his research, he came up with an underwear line, and for men, kind of a unique underwear line, and he was selling on Amazon and doing quite well. He went to Asia for one of his sourcing trips. And while he was there, he got to go into some of the live shopping studios in Asia. And what he saw just blew his mind. He couldn't believe the volume, the dollars, what was happening. And he thought, is this going on in America? Am I missing this? So when he got back to America, this was not long ago, started looking, and he found TikTok Live and whatnot and all these different things. And he just said he never envisioned he'd ever be in front of the camera. That would be the last thing he'd ever want to do. He's behind the scenes. But he said, I'm just going to try it because of what he saw in Asia. And he did on TikTok. And he now, not long after, with his underwear, he goes live almost every single day. He is live 4 to 5 hours a day. And on average, he sells about $12,000 worth of his underwear per hour. And so the other reason I tell that story is because of this kind of paradigm shift that's happening in our business. When I first started teaching of live shopping, I would say, when you decide to do live shopping, you need to come up with a game plan in terms of how often you're going to go live. And then consistency is super, super important. So whatever that is for you, commit to it, put it out there, and make sure that you show up at that day and time consistently. So it could be every quarter, it could be every month. And so that's kind of how I talked about it. And then today, when I'm hearing Jared talk about 4 to 5 hours a day, $12,000 an hour with his own product, so his margins are really good as well, I'm thinking, brilliant. This is part of our world now. You wake up in the morning, used to be you just go to your office, whatever you do. If you are a product-based business, part of doing business is going live. And another story to add on to that, Gary Vee was doing a sort of a live podcast kind of thing on Whatnot, and people were calling in and talking about what their selling experience was on Whatnot. And there was this one couple that called in, and they were saying, Gary, you were so right. We went live on Whatnot, and our sales have been so huge that we had to finally stop so that we could fill the orders. And so we're just taking a break, but we're going to get right back at it because it's incredible what happens every time we go live. We can't keep up. And Gary said, why would you do that? You're telling me your sales are so big that you can't keep up with the orders and you're just going to stop? You need to hire someone to fill those orders and keep going live, or vice versa, because this is your business now. This is how people are buying. 82% of consumers in that study that came out, 82% of American consumers prefer live content from the brands they buy from over regular video, over static content. They want live. So they're asking for it. People that are doing it now are going live, and the conversions are happening as high as 60% on TikTok. So it's not going to be that everywhere and for everybody. But if you take it seriously, if not like the Amazon Lives of 2019, but actually take it seriously and follow the path that that I lay out with the 5 critical parts, that's exactly what can happen for your business. And those are just sales that I'm talking about. I would like to segue from the sales element into all of the other game-changing benefits of live shopping for inventors. Renee loves Gary P. I'm going to pull up a slide right here. Good, let's see here. Carmine, I think while I do this slide, I think I'm going to take you off for a second, okay? Just so we can see it a little bit better. Not that I don't love you. Okay, we talked about me. We're going to skip over that one. Before I get into the benefits, I want to hit on this slide quickly because it's important. It's important to understand. Everyone's trying to figure out, why is it working? Why is it so big? This is my philosophy on why it's working. When you think of product sales in general, everything really fits into 2 buckets. It's either brick and mortar or it's e-commerce. And there's something wonderful about brick and mortar, and it definitely has its challenges, and same with e-commerce. With e-commerce, what's wonderful, what works really, really well, is that we have this incredible reach. We can go live 24/7. We can sell to anyone across the globe whenever we want. Super cool. The challenge is that, as we've already talked about, those conversion rates are so low. It's 2%, 3%. I think 2.8 is the actual percentage. Now, conversely, when we think about brick and mortar, where they really shine is that conversion rate. And that's because when somebody walks in that door, they're given this kind of concierge white glove service. They can ask questions. They get all their questions answered right away. They get the tactile experience of touching things, trying things on, even, kind of demoing them, plugging them in if they want to, all of that. And when you have all of that, the conversions are really high because everything they need to know about the product, they learn, they're touching it, they get it. The challenge for brick and mortar, of course, is that sort of geographical boundary. You're hoping somebody walks in your store. Well, with live shopping, we are taking the very best of brick and mortar, that concierge level, live, one-to-one service, and we're marrying that with the very best of e-commerce, that reach. So what I want you guys to think about is, when you dive into live shopping, it's like you're given this pop-up store, pop-up shop. You can pop it up tomorrow, tonight, whenever you want to do it. And right away, you have this reach that is unlimited 24/7, and you have a direct connection with the people that come in to your pop-up shop so that all of their questions get answered. And so miraculously, all of a sudden, your conversion is going to go up because those people that are there are going to know everything they need to know about your product. So that, to me, is why live shopping is so magic. It's the best of e-com and the best of retail together. And so let's now talk about that magic beyond just the numbers, just the conversions, which, as you're seeing right there, number 1, we already talked about that. So I'm going to skip over that. The other thing I know, for a lot of brands, a lot of companies, big and small, average order value is something that we are all striving for. And why wouldn't you? You want to get that average order value up. I'm here to tell you that live shopping is this, and I see this posted a lot on LinkedIn. People will say, what do you do to get your average order value up? And it's bundles and it's all kinds of different things. Nobody says live shopping. And that always blows me away. I always chime in, live shopping, because overnight, your average order value can go up exponentially. I use the example of my beauty case, which is right behind me here. It's sort of my hero product on HSN. And I use that example because the average order value on it, I don't even know what it is right now, but it's big. And it's big because when I go live with my beauty case, I can talk about all the other, it's full of organization for all of your beauty products, but I can talk about all of these other elements that can fit inside of it to make it even more organized. And so that can raise it. But where the real magic happens is when I start talking about gifting. And I might even open it up and show different ways that I gift it. Maybe I put a little bit of makeup inside, or maybe a little jewelry, maybe even pajamas or something like that. And then I talk about all the different occasions that I gift it for. And suddenly people that are there to buy just one beauty case for themselves are now putting 9, 10 of them in their cart because they've thought about all of these gifting ideas, whether it's a wedding and there's a bride or whatever it happens to be. And so that is just inherent to live shopping, is that you have that opportunity to have who's ever watching imagine all the different uses for the product that they would have never thought of on their own, different ways to gift it. So average order value on average is doubling and tripling with live shopping. So you can expect that when you start live shopping. The other thing that happens, this is probably my favorite and something that I didn't think about or expect when I started, because wasn't something that I took advantage of at HSN. But once I started doing my own shows, I was like, oh my gosh, my email subscriber list just went whoop. And why is that? So I say exponential subscriber and follower growth. Those are two different elements that I'm going to hit on that are amazing. When it comes to subscribers, every live shopping event I do giveaways. If you've been on my events, you know that. I always do two. I do one halfway and I do one at the very end. This is my unicorn strategy. I'm spilling the tea, because what a giveaway does, it is multidimensional. First of all, it allows me to promote my live shopping event ahead of time and drive excitement for the event, drive viewers to the event because they want to find out if they won. And it allows me to grow exponentially that email subscriber list, but I'm growing it in a very targeted way, because what I'm giving away, if I'm not giving away the actual product I'm selling, I'm giving away something that aligns with that. So the people that are opting in are actually interested in that category or that product. So it's a very targeted email list to start with. And then during the show, what's awesome is that people are showing up, and because I have one in the middle and one at the end, they're staying on. So my watch time is going up really. So Grommet Live, I host, I don't know if anybody watches that, but if you do, my average watch time is about 28 minutes. And I think Guillaume was saying, he's the founder of the Live Me Up platform, that they're finding that average watch time is like 10 to 20 minutes, something like that. And the reason why that's important is because average dwell time on a static website page is somewhere around 40 or 50 seconds. So if all of a sudden you start hosting live shopping events, whether it's on your own website or elsewhere, your watch time just went from 40 seconds in the case of Grommet Live to 28 minutes. And guess what Google thinks about that? They love it. And so suddenly, without paying for it, your SEO ranking is going up at the same time, because that watch time signals you have quality content there. So they love that. And if you're doing your live shopping events regularly, you also have fresh content on your website. And so that's another great SEO kind of boom. But here's another magical part. We talked about your subscriber list growing. The other thing that's growing, if you're simulcasting to the different platforms, so let's say you're simulcasting to Facebook and Instagram, if you stay on long enough, which I get that question a lot, how long should my events be? I'm going to tell you, even though it's going to scare some of you, it should be at least an hour. An hour in order to trigger the algorithm, in order for that platform to take you seriously. Once they start taking you seriously because you're doing a decent size, a decent length event, and people are going there and they're staying there, then those platforms work behind the scenes. I have this vision in my head that I've got this little team of virtual assistants, so to speak, that are actively looking for people that are just like the people that are on my show, and they're driving them to my show without me knowing it, without me paying for it. And all of a sudden, my show that I might start with 5 viewers, let's say, by the end of the show, I've had 2,000 viewers because of what happened behind the scenes without me even knowing it. So all of a sudden, your reach has exponentially expanded without you even paying for it. Because I'll tell you, all the platforms, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, they all favor live shopping events right now. They love them. Why? Because they keep people on the platform. And so they're looking for those events and they're driving traffic. And so once you get people to your event, that's your opportunity to say, hey, have you gotten in on the giveaway yet? No? Okay, here it is. And then in the chat, they're clicking on it, whether you use a QR code or whatever you do. And so now you have their information. And so even if they don't purchase during your event, they're going to purchase after because you can get in contact with them, or you can at least, stay connected with them. So it's this beautiful, beautiful flywheel effect that happens with live shopping that you cannot duplicate any place else. And so we talked in the beginning about that frustration with e-com right now, with the ad spend going through the roof and the results of that ad spend kind of in the tank. And all of this happens without that. So it really takes care of that in a meaningful way. And we also talked about how it's so hard to get your products found these days. Live shopping also takes care of that because, as we talked about, the platforms are loving it. So they're pushing your content out to other people that may have never discovered you in the first place. So pretty cool. The next thing I just want to hit on, this is a big one, and we didn't talk about this. I know this is a huge frustration for anybody on Amazon or elsewhere. Returns are crazy right now. Last year in the US, the returns amounted to $890 billion. That's just the mindset that we have now. We just buy things knowing we can return it, especially on Amazon. You guys know that. But it can absolutely kill a business. And I'm sure all of you know that. And every return, on average, what they say is it costs about 30 to 60% of what the original price of that product was. So at all costs, we want to try to reduce our return rates. And again, there is no better way to reduce return rates than with live shopping. It drastically, on average, 50%, it goes down right away. Because what's happening is you're giving them that concierge service. They get to ask all the questions. They're getting to know you during the event. So they're liking you because you are connecting in that way. You get to show them all the different ways to use it. You get to show them the ways not to use it. So when they get it, they're not giving it a bad review. And so by the time that product shows up at their doorstep, they know exactly what they're getting. They know exactly how to use it. And because they've gotten to know you during your live shopping event, they're much more apt to write that glowing 5-star positive review that we're all after. So your positive reviews at the same time are going up while your returns are going down. Another kind of cool flywheel effect in action. Let's see. And then number 5, we've talked about that, your organic SEO ranking. So, and those, I mean, I could go on. There's so many more benefits than those, but I wanted to hit on those 5 because, and I think what you'll find when you start live shopping, these are things I figured out with, it would have never dawned on me that my subscriber list was going to go up or my SEO ranking or any of that. It's just the nature of what it is. So pretty cool. Okay, good. We're getting lots of questions about Live Me Up. So I know you guys are excited to hear about that, and we are going to get to that for sure. One thing they're hitting on is they were answering is every video recorded is available as a replay and downloadable for other use. So glad that that's in there, because one of the things we're going to talk about when I talk about the strategy, those 5 key pillars, is what happens with the event afterward, because that is really, really important. And the Live Me Up platform really kind of plays into that beautifully. And so we'll get into that in just a minute. And keep the questions coming, guys, because again, we're going to have Q&A at the end. But pretty exciting stuff, right? So let's kind of dive into, actually, I'm going to skip over that one for a second. I'm going to bring Carmine back in. If I can, let's see. How do I get rid of that? Where's Carmine? Okay, thank you. Hi. How do I get rid of my slideshow? should know that. Thank you. I didn't want to forget about you back there.
No, I was listening. I was actually taking notes saying, I was like, damn, Marcy knows what she's talking about.
Well, I've been doing it for 15 years. I better know what I'm talking about.
But, not only were the numbers that you posted not staggering, and, if people haven't been in this too long, those numbers are huge. But you hit the know, the like, the trust factor that really makes people buy your product. They're not really just buying your product. They're buying you. They're investing in you. So it's so great. And that's what really, to me, kicks live shopping like this. They're liking you. They're knowing you. They want to support you. So that's why it's so great.
Yeah, you hit it on the head. People are loving it. That's the thing, is when we host our shows, I'm always blown away at the people that come back over and over and over again. It's fun. They enjoy. I think in this world of tech, they crave that personal connection. And so if you can provide an event for them that is not only gives them that personal connection, but there's other people on too. And so there's, kind of this community thing that's happening. But I'll tell you a good example of that connection part that you mentioned, Carmine. How many of you guys know of the brand Beekman 1802? I'm guessing that you do. They were huge on QVC. They, I think, originally were on Evine. But two gentlemen who have basically created a whole product line around goat milk, so goat skincare. And it has just blown up in such a big way, and almost completely attributed to what Carmine just said about that connection that they have created with their audience through live shopping, and very deliberately through live shopping. So now they're still on QVC. They do their events from their own website, which is really, really smart because of the SEO element that I talked about, and because you get to keep the data. Like they're on your turf, and so anything that happens there you get to have, which can be very frustrating about other platforms. So it's a great thing. But they ended up selling a stake of their company for close to $100 million not long ago. They do like $100,000 in an hour with live shopping just on TikTok or wherever they go live. So it's a very integral part of their strategy. But what they really, I gave the Jared example with the underwear of just going live and talking about it and selling it, and just gangbusters. And that's on TikTok, which is kind of chaotic. And so there's lots of different ways to do it, but they really come from a place of kindness, and their kind of mission behind their company is really front and center in their live shopping events. And they're so likable. And so you just do trust them so much that as they're recommending things, you just can't help but buy them. Like there's just no chance you're not going to buy something. And then they also do a great job with different kind of promotions, and like they'll launch a gift set during a live shopping event that they host that has never been seen before. Same products, but they just kind of put them together in different ways, get creative with it. So there's lots of different kind of formats that you can play with live shopping, and just kind of figure out what works for you and for your audience. But they, to me, they're kind of this shining example of live shopping. So if you haven't seen their events, I would recommend that for sure. It's really interesting. Okay, so I think what we'll do is talk about the kind of the who, what, where of live shopping, and then get into the 5 pillars. So when I say who, what, where, and feel free to chime in with questions on this in the chat too, because so many people do want to know, okay, I'm seeing the statistics. I'm frustrated with not only might you be frustrated with what's happening with kind of the old playbooks of e-commerce, but even if you're not frustrated with it, if that's where you mentally decide to stay, you're going to be left behind. Like this is what's happening. And so you can stay back there and do your thing, but it's just going to kind of slowly, or you can dive in and figure this out and just, rise to the top with it. Oh gosh, what was I just going to say?
Who, what, where?
So the different platforms. So, and we've kind of hit on it, but I want it because this is one of the biggest questions I get, is where you should go live. And so there are those different options that we have talked about. If you are brand new to live shopping, if you don't have a huge following, here's my recommendation. My recommendation is that I'd love to see you do a hybrid strategy. Hybrid meaning I'd love to see you do it on your own website so that you are taking advantage of some of those things we've already talked about. But then I'd love to have you at the same time simulcast to a couple of your social media platforms. Just pick one if you want to in the beginning, or just do it from your website in the beginning. And then when you get comfortable, you can do that. And again, Live Me Up, as you'll see, is just such a seamless way to do that all at once. But I really like that as the preferred strategy, just because you are, reaping the benefits of having it on your website, but you're also growing your following by letting the live shopping or the social media platforms do that behind the scenes work for you. Mm-hmm. So it's a great, great way to grow your reach. And so that's one strategy. Now, there are also marketplace platforms like Amazon Live. And so how many of you guys have a product that is on Amazon right now? I would love for you guys to let us know in the chat if you have a product on Amazon. I'm always surprised to learn that very few Amazon sellers, even some of them, don't even realize there is Amazon Live, but they don't realize that Amazon Live is something they have access to 24/7 to do their own live shopping events on Amazon whenever they want without spending anything except for your equipment and all of that.
I thought you had to sign up for that Amazon Live. It's not if you're an Amazon seller?
As an Amazon seller, you download the app.
Wow.
And I'm going to do I think I'm going to do a webinar just on that. So you know all the exactly how to go live on Amazon, but it is there for the taking. And I'm just always stunned that people don't realize it. Let's see. Oh, I know Chris from Grommet. Chris has one on there. Chris, you have got to start live shopping. Your product is perfect. Oh my gosh. Not that I want you to demo it in the way that you know what I'm talking about. Baby does. And let's see. How does your live get people to watch if you're only on your website? So that's a good question. And that's why I say if you don't have a big following, that hybrid strategy is probably more ideal for you so that you can grow the following. And when people are tuning in on Facebook, on Instagram, you can always say inside the chat, for the full experience, hop on over to my website. Or if you want to get in on the giveaway, hop on over to my website and here's the link. So you can kind of pull people from the social media platforms onto your website. I do that when I host on Amazon Live, and I use the platform I'm using right now, which is Restream. And so I'm simulcasting all over the place. And I can chat with them there, but if they want to actually see the carousel of products I'm talking about and actually click on it and buy and all of that, they need to be on the Amazon platform. So I say, for more information or to get the full experience, hop on over, here's the link. So that's a way to do that as well. Now, oh gosh, what was I going to say? Sherry, I hope that answers that question about how to get people to watch if you're only doing it on your website.
But Marcy, that's the other part about this academy is you can walk everyone through all these things. It's not like they're going to be out on their own.
Yes. Thank you for bringing that up. That's exactly why I created the Live Shopping Academy. Every single thing that we've talked about, there's 6 training modules to it. And I created this really by necessity for myself when HSN told me I had to go live from my living room. And at first it was just, I just want to know the tech, just got to get the tech. And so we definitely dive deep on that. And so make sure that you have exactly what you need set up and you have the lighting where it's supposed to be and the mics how they're supposed to be and all of that. That's all in there. So that will be holding your hand through all of that. But then once I got comfortable with the tech, I started thinking, so then I started kind of dabbling in Amazon Live and these different things. And I'm thinking, how do I get more people to my show? And so then I created sort of what I call SOPs and my standard operating procedures for what I do before every show to promote the show, to run the giveaway, to drive viewers to the show. And again, in the Live Shopping Academy, I'm basically opening up my whole vault and handing it over to you guys of everything that I use. So you're getting the templates that I use, the things before I go live. I ask myself all these questions about each product to make sure I really know it inside and out and I hit all the points I want to hit. I make sure that I have what I call a run of show structure is really important to a show to keep people engaged all the way through. And so I shared that with you, and it's all editable so you can make it your own. So that's just kind of a glimpse into the things that are taken care of. But that is my entire goal with the Live Shopping Academy, is that every step of the way, just as you said, Carmine, you don't feel alone. I'm holding your hand. I'm giving you the worksheets. I'm giving you the tools. I'm giving you all of that so that you're kind of a fast track to live shopping success. That the fast track I wish I would have had that all those years ago. That's for sure.
I remember talking to you when they started doing wanting to do your show from home. I remember, and but then I talked to you a few months later, and you're like, I'd rather do it from home.
Yeah. Why not? Exactly. And then when you realize you don't have to do it with a platform like that might take a rather large chunk, shall we say, of your margin, but you can do it on, like, let's just say Whatnot. I'll use that as an example. We talked about that briefly, about how that's the biggest one right now. And so what does it cost to be on something like that? Though that is, you're paying them an 8% commission. And so it's really kind of straightforward and simple. And then there's a processing fee. I think it's 2.9%. So that's what that looks like. But yeah, with Amazon Live, if you have a product on Amazon, and if there were enough of you guys that are doing that, then I would just add a module to help you understand the ins and outs of that. And, what are those analytics and things that you need to pay attention to try to get more viewers and all of that. So there's kind of some little tips and strategies that we can definitely walk through. I'm going to bring my slide back up here because I want to walk through now the 5 pillars for successful live shopping events, because this is going to tie into a few different things. So we're going to pull that up. Carmine, I'm going to say goodbye from uno momento. Okay, so 5 critical elements. This is going to look very basic, but it's going to make more sense as we walk through them. Foundation. Foundation on the surface sounds super boring, probably. It sounds boring to me. I don't know why, but it does. But it's actually critical. This is the point when you say, I want to do live shopping, that we roll up our sleeves and we go, okay, let's paint the picture of what this live shopping initiative is going to look like. Let's talk about number 1, and this is probably the most important foundational element you can do, and very few people do it. And that's why not everybody succeeds with live shopping. There's some critical things I'm going to talk about here about what people don't succeed with it and why. If you don't know really, really well who your ideal target customer is, you're not going to succeed, or you're not going to succeed on the level that you absolutely should be succeeding on. So we really have to know who that is, where they hang out, what their hobbies are, what are the social platforms that they're on, what are their pain points, so really dissecting that to know we're laser focused on who that customer is, because that allows us to create shows that are going to speak to that customer in a way that's going to create that authentic relationship. So really, really important to figure that element out. And then where do we want, what platforms are we going to be on? What equipment do we need to have? How are we going to structure our show? I want to hit on that. We've talked about it a little bit, but again, going back to that Amazon Live example of people you can just use your iPhone and go live and just start chatting, but you're going to lose people in the first 15 seconds because 10 seconds, 5 seconds. There has to be, now I would never say to you, I don't want you to script your shows. And to the contrary, I want it to be, what works is authenticity. And so that's super important, but there does need to be some kind of a structure. You are hosting an event, you're hosting a party, and you're having all these people coming, and they need to feel like they're taken care of, like there is a flow to this event that you're hosting. And so in the Live Shopping Academy, we talk about all those kind of core things that need to happen throughout the show to keep people there and feeling like they're in an event that they want to be at, and that there's a beginning, middle, and an end to it. But then also, what are your goals for your show? So we want to make sure that however long you decide to go live for, that we hit all the things that we need to hit to achieve those goals. So if your purpose of this live shopping event is just to really grow that email subscriber list, because maybe you're just starting out and you don't have that tribe yet, then it's going to be really important for us to make sure we mention that giveaway at least 3 or 4 times. And so having kind of ideas of when you're going to mention the giveaway, because remember, people are coming on and going off. And so how do you smoothly do that kind of transition when you have people coming on and going off? One other little tip I want to give on that giveaway is when you're doing a giveaway, sometimes if you've been on my shows, you've heard me say, I'm going to give you guys an extra chance, an extra entry into the giveaway if you put a few words in the chat. And so everyone kind of starts putting those few words in the chat. And I do that because it's fun, number one, and it keeps people engaged and having a great time. But more importantly, I do that because that chat is gold. When that chat gets going, that's when the people behind the scenes at Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and everywhere else you are simulcasting to, they're like, what the heck's going on over there? Why is the chat lit up? And so they start paying attention. And again, that's when they start driving an audience. So as the more that chat is lit up, you look at your numbers afterward, it's directly connected with how many, they'll just start pushing and pushing if your chat is lit up. So inside the Live Shopping Academy, I share all those little strategies to get, our goal. We want as many people as we can get, right, on these live shopping events. So again, that foundational element is just really, really key, and putting all those in place before we dive in to actually go live. Now, the second element is that having a high quality event, and it doesn't have to cost a lot of money, and it doesn't have to take a lot of time, but there are little tweaks, little things you can do to make your event look like it's pro level, with, again, without spending hardly any money, but knowing where to place the camera, knowing where, I teach about the different lighting elements and how to create depth and how to have that sound really pop in a good way so that people just really get engaged. It matters. And so if you can have a high quality event, there is something to that authenticity of just, you'll see that all day long on Whatnot, where people are just, it's just kind of crazy and it's all distracting in the background. There's something to that. But the brands that actually are taking this seriously and they want that long engagement and they want those high conversions, they are creating high quality events, because it keeps, there's just something that peaceful in the mind that happens when it's a high quality event, that you trust it and you want to stay there. So that is super, super important. And then the third one, host. When it comes to live shopping events, I hate to say it because it's probably not what you all want to hear, but the host is everything. It is uber important that you pick the right host, that if the host doesn't have any training with live shopping, that you give them the tools and the training that they need to be successful. Because when it comes to live shopping, it really is about engagement. And a bit of good news, a couple bits of good news. Number one, my dream for you is that it is you that goes live, because I don't think there is anybody that can tell the story as passionately and accurately as you can. So but I know some people that scares them, but there is, in the Live Shopping Academy, we devote a lot to camera confidence and getting to a point where you actually love being on camera. And it's something that will serve you way outside of live shopping, because we are in a world of Zoom and, we always have to be on camera, it seems. So to be able to really achieve that through live shopping, it's something that will serve you forever. And so that's super, super important. Now, if you don't want to go live, or you don't want to go live all the time, you can definitely do a hybrid strategy where you hire a host. If you're going to hire a host, and this is something else we talk about in Live Shopping Academy, is where do you find those hosts and who is the right host? The good news is, it used to be the school of thought that influencers with a lot of followers, that's who you want. What we're finding is that influencers aren't translating that well to live shopping, because it's a whole separate skill set. Completely different of doing pretty pictures with cute captions than actually engaging with somebody and creating an add to cart moment, creating that, authentic bond that leads to actually selling. So what is working, what we're finding, is more like the micro and the nano influencers, because I just kind of feel like they have a little chip on their shoulder. They're trying to make their way. And so they work so much harder. They care more about your product. And so and you'll find typically their engagement just in their own world is much higher than macro influencers are. So if you're going to do an influencer, look to the smaller ones, which is good because it won't cost you very much. So that's for sure. But whoever's hosting, having those little tips and strategies to keep an audience engaged. I have a whole thing of power words that I have learned over the years through QVC and HSN and just with my own experience. Instead of saying like a bad word at QVC, you're never supposed to say the A word, which is amazing because it's really not telling you anything. And so what words can you use that really tell a story in a much more effective way that really have somebody visualize how this product can be game changing? And how can you position products to make them really, pop in people's minds? And so there are those tried and true strategies. I'll tell you, QVC and HSM, they have that down. And so those I kind of stole from them, the things that I thought are the best strategies, and that's all inside the Live Shopping Academy. And then pre-show promotion, again, we talked about that. So I kind of opened my vault of all the different ways that I promote my shows and hand them over to you. So you're not having to recreate email marketing, all of that kind of stuff. We talk about all of that. And that is important. But I do want to say in the beginning, when you're first starting out, if nobody comes to your show, I know that's a fear that so many people have. That's okay. Because the fifth pillar there, when it comes to live shopping, the truth is 80% of conversions happen after the show. So what's more important than promoting the show ahead of time? I mean, I could even tell you until you get really comfortable, don't even worry about that. But post-show, what you do with the content after is everything, because that's where you create that 24/7 sales machine. That's where you get that social media content machine. I know we all can't stand the algorithms and the trying to think of what should I post, and then you post and nobody likes it. And so you're trying to think, what can I post tomorrow that I'll get more likes and more views? And it's a nightmare. It's just this hamster wheel that we can't get off of. But yet we feel like we have to be on. With live shopping, you don't have to think about that anymore, because every single show that you do can be turned into multiple pieces of content. You can hire somebody for very little money, an editor on Fiverr, on Upwork, one of those, hand over your show and let them splice it and dice it and turn it into content that can live in the social media space, on your website, on your product listing pages, in your email marketing, and sell for you 24/7. That's what happens with live shopping, with one event. It's incredible. It takes such a weight off of you in terms of social media content. So that's really, you're creating sort of shoppable videos, and Live Me Up, as you're going to see, makes it easy to do that, makes that really, really seamless. Let's see here. Would love that list of words. That's it's my power bank. And again, that is in the Live Shopping Academy. So definitely get that. And let's see, where are we on time? Okay. Oh, goodness. Time flies, I'll tell you. So what I think we're going to do at this point is, let's bring Carmine back in. I'm going to let you do that, Jen. He's coming back. There he is. So I know this must feel like a fire hose situation. I get so excited. I want to tell you everything, but yet we only have an hour. So I apologize if it's too much. But
You're doing great.
Thank you. But when you do start live, you don't have to do all of these things at one time. I want to paint a picture in your head of what's possible, and you can walk before you run. Everything is going to be on your own pace, what you're comfortable with. And these are all things that are possible as you grow with live shopping. And it's sort of a long-term strategy. And I should mention that also, that you really is, I want you to look at it more as a marathon and not a sprint. And so I always kind of caution people to commit to a minimum of 3 to 6 months, because you are going to work out the kinks. And don't envision it like this just cha-ching windfall that's going to happen immediately. But if you build it and you are consistent and you take it seriously and create a show flow and all of that, you will have success with live shopping. You just will. It's just how it is. Okay. I think there's so many questions about Live Me Up right now that I think we should go ahead and bring the founder of Live Me Up in. He's been awesome inside the chat. So thank you for that, Guillaume. And so he can give us sort of a tour of what that platform is, what that looks like, and the incredible offer that he has put together for the UIA, which is all of you guys that are here. So that's super exciting. And then after that, we will pop back to Carmine and I, and we are going to share all the exciting news with you guys of what we have put together for you. So hello and welcome, Guillaume. You're still in Paris, I'm going to assume?
Yeah, still in Paris tonight, yeah. Very soon in New York, by the way.
He stays up late with us. We're very grateful.
Don't worry, it's okay. It's okay. I'm so happy to share the floor with you, Marcy and Carmine. And it was such an insightful, sharing and talk that you've produced, Marcy. Congrats.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Well, guys, I just want to say I specifically reach out to Live Me Up, to Guillaume, because I love his platform. It is so seamless and so user-friendly and so intuitive. And I know us inventors and tech might not always be the easiest thing. And so finding a platform that does make it that easy and that seamlessly, if you have a Shopify store, integrates with your inventory, all of that, so you don't have to think about that and you can sell right from your live shopping events. I think that is a huge win. And I will also say that Live Me Up only does Shopify. And I actually love that because he's chosen one thing to do and do really, really well. And that's what they focus on. And so they hit it out of the park. To me, best of the best. And it is the number one live shopping platform for Shopify. So that's my little.
So shall I have a tour of the platform and probably address a couple of questions that were in the chat previously? And I don't know if you figure out, but the chat was very, very much animated. It's really fun. I was viewing the questions, bam, 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 bam. So it's a very hot topic, actually, Carmine and Marcy.
Oh, I'm so glad. So we're gonna escape so that you can so people can get a good view of the app, and then we'll come back in a few minutes.
Yeah, sure. So I'd love to share my screen. Okay, there we are. So I hope you can see my screen right now. Can someone confirm that in the chat? Yeah.
I don't think we're seeing it. Wait.
You're not seeing it. So okay. So why not?
Oh,
okay. So
coming back on. I'm sorry. Ah.
So let me share. So I'm sharing my screen actually, but you don't see it. Yeah. Can you see me? So can you see that one, little puppy? Marcy, can you confirm to me? Oh, looks like anyone there? Oh, okay, cool. So I just want to start with a real case, that's a US brand from New York, actually, Dogistry, and they started to cooperate with us, to host their live shopping events. And so the first thing is that live shopping is something that should be promoted on your homepage and directly accessible from the menu bar. It's not something that is hidden on your website. It's actually something new, a new offer for your clients, and they should be able to watch that firsthand when they browse on your website. So what's happening on this page? This is a page that we generate for you. It's very easy to use. And then here's the replay, because she was live like a couple of days ago. And so what we build and what we enable you doing is having this kind of experience. So you are at home, at your office, in your shop, in your warehouse, anywhere, with a smartphone, an iPhone, a Samsung, whatever, and you stream yourself. You are really live. And during the stream, you chat with your clients in real time. So people will pop up in the chat, and you will make your best to answer any kind of questions and having fun, and build interactions with your audience. It's super, super important to be there when the people they they joke with you, or they're just asking you questions, and it's no more than frustrating when you don't answer a question that is asked in the chats. And on the right panel, you have the product, which are coming from your Shopify store. We synchronize that, and you will select before starting your live stream or during your live stream, you will bring some product in, and so your viewer, they'll be able to browse, add to cart, and then proceed to checkout. And when it's processed to proceed to checkout, we send that to the checkout to your checkout on Shopify. And so you are the owner of the whole customer journey. And that is the thing that was in the chat previously. So you are the owner of your client, you are the owner of the first party data, you know who's your client, and you'll be able to re-engage them. So live shopping, in a way, it's super, super interesting, because you bring people on your website, you engage them, let them buy during the live stream and after the live stream, and you get the whole benefit of that. So this is the way it works. And to power this kind of experience, I'll show you on a smartphone how it looks like, because it's very, very cute as well. So on a smartphone, it's very much like a TikTok experience that you know probably. So you have the video main screen, always vertical. You have the chat as an overlay. All the product that you introduce during the live stream will be showcased at the bottom, and you'll be able to browse here, and same story, adding to cart, and then proceeding to checkout. So that's a very cool experience. Your client, they have nothing to download. They just show up on your website because you prepare something. So I will show you after how it works on the back end. So this app actually, as Marcy said, was built for Shopify and only built for Shopify. That's the only way to be very powerful with and deliver to you a very seamless integration and clean integration. So from there, just one click on the black button here, install. That's all, and it works. You have nothing to do. No code, no integration, no setup. Just install. So you can be live in 2 minutes tonight if you want after the webinar. And once you install the app, you select your pricing. And I will say a word about the promotion that we've built with Marcy. And then you have access to this platform. That's the one that is, according to Marcy, very easy to use. True, I hope. So a live event will be created here. So create an event. I just created one during the webinar. So an event is something that has a name, a date, the number of the smartphone from where you will be streaming yourself. And then you select the product which will be showcased during the live stream. So let me add one more product here. Okay. And those products are coming from your catalog of product from your Shopify. And then key question that was very much questioned during the webinar. Multicasting, restreaming, simulcasting, name it the way you want. The thing is that with our platform, you will stream yourself on your Shopify primarily, and the whole experience, shopping experience, chat experience will happen on your Shopify. But at the same time, we will broadcast the video on each of your social. And that's super, super important, because that helps you trigger the notification that you are live. And so the people which are following you, they will be informed that you are live, and probably they will click on the link that we generate on Facebook, on YouTube, and boom, they will come to your Shopify. So today we have integration available with Instagram. TikTok is a bit tricky, and I know one of you asked the question in the chat previously. So TikTok, you need to be whitelisted by the platform, and it's not an easy game. You need to talk to them, and they need to open RTMP access. It's feasible, but not as straightforward as Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram. Most of our clients in the US, not to say all of our clients now, they stream on Facebook and YouTube. Facebook, because this is where a lot of people are still living today, and YouTube because it's how to say, the stream and the video remains visible on YouTube forever. And so that's a very good asset. And Marcy insisted on that. YouTube is an excellent SEO tool as well for your brand. And so streaming and restreaming on YouTube is fabulous for your discoverability. You go live in a click from this panel, and this panel will be the control panel of the live stream, where you will display the product on the screen of your people, and you will chat with them, answer questions, pin messages, pin discount code, and interact with each of your customers. Once your live stream is done, so you mean just 1 minute to create it, we go live. Once it's done, we generate a replay. A replay is an asset that lives forever on your website, and that still generates traffic. And I've seen someone bringing the case that he forgot a live stream on Amazon, and that down the road it generated like 12K of revenue. That's what's happening here with those replays that are living on your website. And once again, the brand, until now, they just made one last week, but once they will have 2, 3, 4, 5 replays, I can tell you that many people will be visiting the replays because it's still the relevant content, very rich content. It's about product demo, it's about product story, it's about shop the look and whatever. Yeah, there's a question here.
I want to jump in. I love the topic that you're discussing about having that shoppable video on your site, because we do know that about video. It's going to convert way higher than static pictures and copy and all of that. So that's just a win right there. And that Live Me Up lets you do that is huge. And we know that to be true for sure on Amazon too. As soon as you can get those videos on your product listing page, you know what happens with conversions. And I love that Beth gave that example. She said she went, when you were just explaining that, she went live on Amazon a while ago and kind of forgot about it, and then just went back to check the analytics, and she didn't realize. And so now it ended up bringing in $12,000, this live event. So that's what happens. And it is so many times when you end the event, if you made no sales, don't be discouraged, because it's really, again, I keep saying it, but it's what happens after. Like Guillaume is saying, you've created this content that can live on there indefinitely and can live on YouTube indefinitely. And without you thinking about it, it's driving not only the sales, but your product, your brand. So that awareness is constantly being driven by these events. So that's a big win as well. Just looking at the clock, we only have 10 minutes left. So I want to get into the offer. Well, first of all, I would love for you to tell us what you're offering to the United Inventors Association, because I think it's pretty darn exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. So, the first thing is that you should find us through the Shopify App Store. That's the first thing that you have to do. So you click on live shopping on the search bar of the Shopify App Store, and we're there, first position. And if you're a hard buyer of live selling, you can click as well live selling, and we're there, first position. So there we are. You install the app, and then you have a choice. I would say in between 4 different pricing plans. You have the free plan, which is mostly to test the platform. Then you have the Grow plan, $89 per month, and the Scale plan, $249 per month. And if you one day you become, and I wish you become a very a regular streamer, probably we will upgrade you to a kind of enterprise level. So the offer that we've built with Marcy, it's whatever you select the Grow plan or you select the Scale plan, will give you 90% discount, 90. Okay,
that's
discount for the first 3 months. And the first 3 months, you will figure out how it works for you, how you progress. There's a learning curve, and it's not in 2 days that you will nail each questions and strategies about live shopping. And by the way, Marcy is here to work with you and work down with you. And so 3 months, 90% discount on any of those plans, plus white glove onboarding. So that is a superb offer that can't be missed tonight, honestly. So how to do? Very simple. You install the app, I receive a notification, and then I will generate a link to activate your promotion and send that link to you by email. So it's quite straightforward, and we can do that in the coming days. And then later on, we'll jump on onboarding process and so on. So hope you appreciate this offer. I know, Marcy, you are very bullish for that. So I hope it will trigger the interest of the people watching the webinar today.
Thank you. And I mean, amazing. It's what I mean, I basically went to him and said, I want this to be such a no-brainer, because I just know if people just dive in and try, it's going to change their business. But I know people are afraid, and I know money is an issue and all of that. So let's take out all the different obstacles so they can try it. And as I recommended earlier, I always say a minimum of 3 months. I don't want you to try it for a couple of weeks and then say, oh, it didn't work, because that's not how this works. We got to get all the things in place. We got to get you used to doing it. But once you get over that initial hump, that's when you start seeing all the things that we've been talking about. So that's what Live Me Up has done. Is, yes, you heard him right. It is 90% off of whichever plan you choose. So if you choose, I forget the name of it, the $89 plan, you're paying $8.90 a month. So if that's not a no-brainer, I don't know what is. But the other thing I said to him is, I know people are afraid of tech. So could we put something in place that is really kind of white glove? You help them do with the onboarding so they don't feel like they're having to figure this out on their own. And so, yes, that's what he's doing. And they're also offering sort of tech hours, if you will, where you can sign up to speak to them live and get all your questions answered and things like that. So
Marcy,
yeah.
Give me one more minute, because I see in the chat questions from Jacqueline and Natalie. So Natalie, yes, it works in Canada. So please search for Live Me Up, all written together. Then you will find the app on the App Store. For sure, it works in Canada. We have many clients in Canada. And then Jacqueline asked, does the email come with a link to discount once I add it to Shopify? Yes. And Natalie say, what's the discount code? Download the app first, and I generate the discount code.
So you're downloading the app. He's going to get notified that you have, and he's going to send you the discount code.
Correct. Thank you. Yeah, correct.
Okay. I'm in, but definitely need the chat. I'm having trouble going down.
White glove help setting.
Oh, the white glove help. That you will have. So that is, again, the whole goal of all of this is we got your back. Between Live Me Up and the Live Shopping Academy, we want to help the United Inventors Association members prove what live shopping can do for your business. So we have got your back and are going to be with you every step of the way to help you be successful with this initiative. So with that, I'm going to bring Carmine back in. If he's still with us, there
I'm here. I was hoping that we'd go to Paris and he'd help us set it up there.
Now that's an idea. I like it.
Hey, it's good enough discount. Let's do it.
Seriously, is that amazing?
I was signing up while I'm downloading the app.
Seriously, it's really, really cool. And even go to their website and check it out. It's quite impressive. You guys are going to be super excited.
Yeah.
And so now we only have a couple minutes left. So I do want to introduce the Live Shopping Academy and the UIA partnership and what we're doing for all of you guys to make it that much easier and that much more fun. So for starters, I'm going to go to my slide deck again so let me just say before I go to the slide deck, with the Live Shopping Academy, what is it? How does it work? Essentially, it is a 6-module course, soup to nuts. Takes you through everything we've talked about, from promoting your show ahead of time to choosing the different platforms. What kind of equipment are you going to use and how are you going to set it up? Who's going to be your host? And whether it's you or somebody else, let's train the host. Let's give them all the strategies to be able to be successful and to convert and to keep the audience engaged and to create this authentic relationship that will hopefully last for years to come and repeat sales to come. And then when the show's over, so many people think of it, okay, that's done, the show's over, on to the next. To me, that is when it begins. Now it's post-show. So this is where we're just getting warmed up. We're taking the show and we're going to talk about a post-show strategy and how to take that content and turn it into gold in terms of email marketing, social media, product listing page. And so that's that 24/7 sales machine that we talked about. So that's covered as well. So all of that, it is 6 modules, video based. I am your instructor, so you're going to have to watch a lot of video with me. But then in addition to video based, there's also lots of downloadables, PDFs, worksheets, cheat sheets. I know a couple of people were asking more about that word bank. The word bank, again, my entire vault. I'm opening it up. I put the Live Shopping Academy logo on it and giving you guys access to that so that you don't have to recreate it yourself. It is all there for the taking for you. And then in addition to that, to having that course, you are also going to get 4 bonuses that I have put together with Carmine for you guys. And then I'm going to talk to you about what we're going to call a fast action bonus, because the first 10 people that sign up for this partnership are going to get something very special. I'm going to save that for the end, but let me bring in my slides one more time to talk to you guys about the bonuses. Let's see.
I'm excited to hear about this. This is awesome.
Okay. Here's our bonuses. So this is limited time. So I have the wrong date on there. That was my bad. It is actually Saturday. Oh, that was because I had to reschedule this webinar. So my apologies. I put the wrong bonus up. Anyway, it is this coming Saturday at midnight. So this is the Live Me Up. This is everything, the Live Shopping Academy and everything, all these bonuses that I'm going to talk to you about. Those are valid through this coming Saturday at midnight on the East Coast. Last time we launched, we got confused with the time zones. So I'm going to get this right. So East Coast midnight. And so in addition to everything that we talked about, you also, and this is part of the Live Shopping Academy already, is that you are going to be part of a private membership community, which in my mind is incredibly valuable, because not only am I going to be popping in there with, new tools and resources and things that as this world continues to change, I'm going to be bringing those to you there, but you're going to have access to each other. And so you can kind of play off of each other and maybe put your live shopping event up and say, can somebody tell me how can I improve? What do you think of my set? And so that kind of networking and interaction that happens is so valuable as you're getting started. So you will be a part of that. But I want to hold your hand, and I want to make sure every single question that you have about live shopping, if you're making a decision about something, that all of that gets answered. So for the first 3 months, I'm going to be doing live coaching calls with you guys. And so think of it as kind of live Q&A style. But in addition to that, I love the idea of having sort of hot seat opportunities for those who are brave enough, that if you do want to put a live shopping event up, that we can kind of dissect it live and talk about what went great, what maybe could be improved, and really help kind of lift you up and elevate each time you do a live shopping event. We just get better and better. So we're going to have that live coaching calls. And then the second one there is the live shopping event what does it say? Promo template pack. Sorry about that. I love this one. I would have given anything for this when I first started, because I was thinking, how do you put that timer up before my show so people know the show's coming, even though I haven't started yet? And how do you create that overlay for your live shopping events? And I know I want to promote this on social media, but I'm just not that great with Canva and all of that. So this template pack has all of those live shopping assets that you're going to want and need for your event, all done for you. Now, you can change the colors and the logo and all that to make it your own, but that is all included in this. And even email templates for you to send ahead of time to make sure you get people coming to your show. And then after the show, how you can market it via email in case people miss the show. So all of that packed into that template pack. And this one is a big one, because you guys heard me say giveaways are my unicorn strategy. They hit on so many different levels. I would never want you to do live shopping events without it. So I have a mini course that's called Giveaway Mastery, and I'm including that. And so that walks you through step by step, all the tools, all the different things that I personally use to run or to kind of create my giveaways, to execute the giveaways, and then to track the giveaways, and to how I do it live and how people enter. All of that is covered inside the mini course. So you will have access to that. So you can, you know, right out of the gate, start using those giveaways. And then lastly, if you know me, you might know I am a planner junkie. And when it comes to live shopping, having a planner that helps you really plan out the whole year of live shopping events and kind of get your wheels spinning about what those events could be based on different occasions and holidays and different things that happen throughout the year. And then how everything you need to have organized to launch that event. And so all of that is a printable, customizable planner that you'll have to make sure your events go off without a hitch. So all of those, it is over a $700 value, and those are all being included in the Live Shopping Academy UIA partnership.
Wow.
Any questions on that? So, okay, so the last bonus, I talked about the fast action bonus. So Carmine Denisco and we are going to be launching a live shopping series. And we are calling this live shopping series, Why Didn't I Think of That? And so basically, it is those very clever, very cool kind of hidden gem inventions, products that make our lives easier, solve problems that we are going to be featuring and kind of highlighting and giving the backstory of how the invention came about and who the inventor is and all of that. So this is going to be live streamed on Amazon, Amazon Live, and whatnot. And so for the first 10 people that decide to sign up for this partnership, we are going to include a feature during that show. So that fast action is until Saturday night, but it's the first 10 that sign up.
That's big.
And I think Carmine and I are going to have so much fun doing this show. I'm kind of making him do it. I'm making him stop him.
It's going to be fun, but that's big. I mean, huge. Not too often you get somebody like Marcy who's going to bring your product live on TV. It's priceless, really.
It's going to be fun. And that's content again, every time. And this is, you know, I host Grommet Live and I'll do 7 up to 10 products during a given show. And I know sometimes people will be disappointed if they didn't have these huge sales during the show. And I'm so glad all of you guys are here to understand that you might not during the show. But again, if you're smart and if you can see the forest through the trees, you're going to take that content and use it for years to come. Grommet is ranking top page 1 on so many products because of Grommet Live, because they're taking the little segments, each product, and they're putting it on social. So that's definitely something that you guys, if you are in that 10, you want to take that content and you want to use it for future. The cost of signing up, I'm seeing that. I'm realizing a minor detail. I know you guys don't care about that. Okay, let's go to the cost. I do have a slide for that. There we go. Okay, so the cost of the Live Shopping Academy, all 6 of the modules, the private community, the live coaching, all of the bonuses that we offered, all of that is $499. And that is lifetime access. It is go at your own pace. You can binge it. If you are really excited and want to get this off the ground, you can dive right in and take the course in a couple days. If you want to take your time and 1 module at a time, and that's kind of your style, you can do that too. But then you guys kind of have the peace of mind of whatever pace you're going at. Once a week, we're going to go live and make sure that we got you covered for wherever you are in your particular process. And so all of that is $499. And because I want to make it kind of as seamless as possible for people to get started, if you're on a budget, we are offering a 3 equal payment plan. And so that is 183 times 3. So you can do it that way as well. And because I want to make this as seamless as possible, and if you're on the fence and going, oh, I don't know, I also am doing a no risk 30-day money back, no questions asked guarantee. So if you get started and you're just like, this is not my thing, this is too much for me, it's not going to work for my business, whatever you're thinking, I want you to know that I've got your back with that too. That if you're no questions asked, you can get a refund. But I wanted you guys to be able to get in on the Live Me Up. I mean, gosh, wanted you to get in on that. Wanted you to get in on these 4 bonuses. Now you can still sign up for the Live Shopping Academy after, but all the other stuff that we talked about just won't be a part of it. And so either way, but I think what we've put together is pretty exciting. So that's why I wanted to do that.
It's huge, especially with all the other bonuses and benefits. It's huge.
Yeah. Yeah. And I just, as you can tell, I'm just so passionate about it. And I know how hard it is to launch a product. And so many of us that get into this world of inventing, we don't know all the marketing stuff. We're inventors, like we don't help. And so I just really see this as such a golden ticket for inventors for all of these reasons, because it makes all that so easy.
Yeah. Just a time savings alone are worth. I mean, we're talking hundreds of hours that you're saving people, Marcy.
Oh, and that's why I always say what I wouldn't have given, because I'm the one who did those hundreds of hours.
That's right.
Because
and anybody that knows Marcy knows how it's done to perfection.
To a fault. I know. So any other questions? I know we are a little over time. Oh, we didn't put the link up. Okay, so to sign up, first of all, this was recorded. I'm going to be sending you a link to the replay, so you can definitely watch that back. But we're also going to put, Jen has a QR code if you want to get signed up right away and be one of the first 10 to do that. There's the QR code right there. That's going to take you to the Live Shopping Academy landing page. And there you'll be able to kind of read through all the different details about the course. So you'll have a crystal clear picture of what's included, and you can sign up right there. But the email that we send you with the replay, you'll be able to, the link will be there for you to sign up as well. And then we'll send you a reminder email just as we get closer to the deadline. And then again, with Live Me Up, you're just going to actually go to the App Store, download the app, and he will reach out to you with that discount code so that you're able to take advantage of that 90% and the white glove and all of that. Pretty darn great. Any other questions that I am missing? Oh, Live Me Up. Okay, if we did miss your question, I apologize, but we will go back through all of the questions. I'm going to go into YouTube, which in the chat in YouTube, and read through those, and then I'll try to answer all those questions there, and I'll try to do it on Facebook as well. So you guys get all your questions, but you can also reach out to me anytime. You can get me on my website, marcymckenna.com. You're seeing it right down there. There's also several live shopping free resources on my website, so you can take advantage of those too.
Question, what's the VIP service offer that you're offering?
Okay, so the VIP service, when you go to the landing page, you'll see that there's actually 3 options. I just, from a timing perspective, I didn't include that in this event, but there is a VIP option, and it details for you, if you wanted to do that, what's included in that option. So that's all on the landing page there that you can get to with the QR code. Or do you also have the link, Jen? Can we put the, oh, she already put the link in as well.
Yeah, it's up there.
Okay, cool. Let's see. Beth was just going to ask the same thing. Yes, so that is all detailed on the landing page right there for you. Now, in terms of the course opening, because I want to make sure it's as up to date in terms of tools and all of the things. There's so much change happening in live shopping. So I am going back through the course right now just to button it up and kind of fine tune things. And I'm adding a couple things to it. So the actual course open date is, Jen, I didn't even write it down in front of me. Is it?
Oh, sorry.
I know it's a Monday. I think I want to say it's the
21st.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. So when you sign up, you'll get a confirmation, and then you'll get an email letting you know that the course itself is actually going to go live, where you'll have access to everything at one time on Monday, July 21st. So I want to make sure to set that expectation. And with that, Carmine, thank you so much for doing this with me. It was so fun. I enjoyed it. I always love talking shop with inventors, for sure.
Oh, so much fun. I love it. From the beginning, you were asking me, I was in just from you saying hello. So it was all good.
Well, I'm glad. And I can't wait to host with you. We're going to have some fun.
We are. It is going to be fun. I can't wait to see the different products. And we always have fun with the products. It's so great.
They're the best. I know. Love it. Okay. Thank you guys, everybody. Guillermo, I don't know if he's still on with us all the way from France, but thank you for staying up late with us. And what a fantastic app. And thank you for the offering that you're giving to this community. It's pretty incredible. So
really
very
is.
grateful for that. And again, if anybody has any questions, reach out to me on my website. And I will see you guys again very soon.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.